And as usual, it seems real big, and you want to know why it's not national news worldwide. And this guy,
Every week.
I looked him up. He's an independent. It says he's from Fresno, congressman. But independent. When I was a kid in the '80s, that was something. At least in black households, the elders, when they was watching, the news, politics, can't be an independent. And I think the white folks, everybody would say it, back then in the '80s, yeah, they didn't. You had to pick a side. That's why the youngsters. Oh, I'm a libertarian. I'm an independent. I guess libertarian is a side, but to me, it seems like it's the same as being an independent. You're undecided. I don't know. I'm not gonna look into it. I don't care. They go, oh, that's not what you got. You know how they get. Actually, what it means is, I don't give a fuck. But this guy, it seems pretty big, and it's from 8 days ago, local news,
Or the infection
and it don't sound like he's grandstanding. It sounds like he's really upset about this.
agents that were experimenting effective, destructive lockdowns and mandates, and yet not even an acknowledgement to the public of the illegal and potentially dangerous activities at the lab. So he spent a week having the media come, telling the public things that were not true, supporting all of the tyrannical, destructive things that were taking place in our city, our county, our state, our nation. And then when a lab related to COVID-19 is found 5 months ago, no word. No word from him, no word from the public health department, no word from the board of supervisors. Number four, the board of supervisors are also silent. This is similar to the crisis when foster children were found to be sleeping on floors in offices. They only addressed it when they were forced to because it became public through the media. This is disgraceful and represents a willful decision to hide from and shirk their duty.
I mean, this is seems like real big, not just the Wuhan, David. I wonder if I'll get one of them little warnings or whatever on this video. But yeah, the lockdown, and they're still trying to make it. And now I see there's more in this series. Kind of, there was the Reedley Lab, and 3 days ago, the FBI, the brief, all of this though is on these little local channels, CBS 47, KC 24, whatever.
Congressman Jim Costa is demanding answers tonight after an illegal medical lab was found in Reedley with more than a dozen infectious diseases.
CBS 47's Medeiros Babb has more on Costa's plan to demand.
That's what I keep talking about, China. And for a second, they tried the that I'm being, discriminatory against the immigrants. That's the legal ones. It's like, nah, B, that has nothing to do with it. Now, if they're actually here and it turns out that they're here to, to do spy or whatever, then yeah, but that has nothing. You're not going. They're trying to double. What trick you into? Okay, not saying nothing. Okay, you're right. This discriminatory. This racist. I won't say anything. I'll just let them. No, it's like you're not. That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna talk me out my game. You're not Jordan, and you're not gonna fool me and just blow me out and get 100 points on me. I'm just saying, metaphorically,
Congressional action.
or Jedi mind trick or
The
whatever.
two companies behind the labs have been operating in California cities, including Tulare, Fresno, and Reedley, and they flew under the radar for 10 years. Now, local government
They said
officials
10
saying it's
years.
federal legislation that needs to change.
A lot of red flags have come up. I mean, the CDC has determined that there's over 20.
Now, see, now you see when the Democrat. Okay, now I see in this video they're jumping. This is 4 days after that other guy, the independent, busted out. And you see how a typical Democrat, oh, we need more regulate something, this and that, red flags, all the word exactly. The adults, Democrats, Just more talk. Yeah, trying to sound like they're doing something, and I guess stupid rich people in California keep falling for it.
Infectious diseases.
Infectious diseases, thousands of gallons of
Because
hazardous.
and he's not talking calm, trying to keep the public calm. The first guy in the other video, he sounds upset. He don't sound phony or fake. He sounds like he's really upset about this shit. This motherfucker is being a politician.
Chemicals and bioengineered.
Oh, the reason I said I labeled it they're gonna be because I'm putting it out there. Like I said, yeah, I'm reporting on it. Like I said, they get mad, and I don't know why the black people they get so mad. And they were supposed to be the ones so scared of COVID. I remember them in 2020. One of the supervisors, we was outside. We was doing construction. We're outside. A black guy, oh, you need to put your mask on when you come inside. And really, it was just going through a gate. It was a big old construction site. When you get behind the gate, you got to put your mask on. We're still outside. It's just basically a gate, the construction site. Yeah. And he said, what's hitting the black community the hardest? I did. I looked at it. I told them to do that. I did. Because, I'm a temp. I don't even work for them. I was actually, it's like third party. The guy I was working for a company that does traffic, and they hired me as they hired temps. So I'm not working for him, but he still could have got, I guess, oh, don't bring that guy. He's not doing, the COVID or whatever. But anyway, yeah, that stuff. These are words I've been used to hear back when HIV and the crack. Oh, the HIV hitting the black community, crack hitting the black community the hardest, and da da da. Yeah, that's how looking back, you see all of it was engineered and bullshit. But that same thing of COVID. But they quickly abandoned that line. That tactic. Like they know everybody was like, that's just bullshit. But this guy, and then yeah, the FBI, the brief. And you already know the FBI. Well, I've been known because they're the ones having all these people walk just like the motherfucker just walk past the front of my door. But they're working for the FBI, spying on people and paying regular people. Your neighbors and everything. So this is hilarious. But this is after he bust them out, and now the FBI to brief. And matter of fact, okay, so they're briefing Costa though, the Democrat. They see now, okay, now I see what's going. They're not including the guy who busted them out at first. Now it's the Democrat.
He says in
And you can
March
say, well, it's his district. That's their California congressman, but I don't think it's in his district. I think it's in the other guy's district. So what is this? Why are they sending Costa to cover it up?
Saying the city was sounding alarm since December, but no one was listening.
And the inability to get anyone to be accountable, and either at the county or at the state level.
The ball finally got rolling, and the court process began to get inside of the lab. What they found inside in the weeks to come would send shockwaves through the community, including vials of blood, 30 refrigerators and freezers, and a laundry list of diseases, including malaria, COVID, E. coli, hepatitis, and several others.
We want to get to the bottom of this, and determine whether or not there's any other potential labs that exist anywhere else in the country, for that matter.
The lab out of Reedley was run by Prestige Biotech, a Nevada corporation that was established in 2019. Prestige is the creditor to Universal Meditech Inc., a California corporation established in the state nearly 10 years ago in Tulare. The companies flew under the radar, and the illegal activity wasn't brought to the forefront until December of 2022. That's because Fresno County Department of Health Assistant Director Joe Prado says clinical lab testing is managed by the state, which enforces federal regulations. That means that county and city governments have no jurisdiction or authority over the labs.
Whatever this business enterprise kind of represents them.
The state, California, Democrat Governor Newsom, Pelosi's nephew, all that, the whole thing is crazy. Might as well throw a crackhead under in there somewhere, and the rest of the Bidens, I'm pretty sure they're doing this for China.
Themselves as they unfortunately do not have to report to the local public health department.
Prado and other city and county officials now calling for a change at federal level.
And there's that word I hear a lot. The rest of y'all might hear it. Like I said, I was going to make a video because of what they said yesterday about just going through all those channels I see with all those dead black folks. And that phrase right there, I just this is I hadn't got this far till just now, so you hearing it as I hear it. So you see my initial reaction, it makes me sick. Calling for a change, and call it it's just it's the same as in Chicago, Atlanta, Birmingham. Two 16-year-olds were shot Friday at a party. They were just having fun. They were community activists are calling for a change. There's some black dude, or black people. We need a change. It's sickening. It really is.
Business enterprise kind of represents themselves as, they unfortunately do not have to report to the local public health department.
Prado and other city and county officials now calling for a change at the federal level.
I mean, it's like the Democrats, they don't get no new words. They just keep using the same shit on every level, whether it's rich California people, whether it's black kids and whatever, and calling for a change. We call for a change. They use the same fucking words. But yeah, back to this guy. What was his name?
Every week for the last 2 years during the
Gary
pandemic, spewing
Bredenfield. Yeah, I looked him
misinformation
up.
to
Said
the
he's an
public, and yet he's
independent.
incredibly silent now. So is the Department of Public Health, and so is the Board of Supervisors. But they were.
Now, see, this was 8 days ago. He ain't calling for a change. We need a change. That's what I'm saying. He don't talk like them, even though he's from California, I guess, born and raised or whatever. But he sounds, yeah, like he's really want to do something, not call for a change. And
silent during COVID.
He's not using the key.
Well, the city of Reedley is the one that discovered it. And frankly, I give kudos to the Reedley Code Enforcement for finding it, for acknowledging it, for seeing it, for investigating it, and frankly, for all the agencies that are now investigating it. That's exactly what needs to happen. I do not know anything. Again, that's Reedley, and so I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Well, you have an illegal lab. You're genetically engineering COVID into mice. For what reason, we don't know. You have a Department of Public Health that...
You see another of them other channels, the later ones, the newer reports that I just showed, is more, they trying to push the more malaria and everything else. My point in saying that, it was the COVID that they used to spearhead their attack with the lockdowns and the masks and stay at home and destroying the businesses and everything, destroying the economy. And so that's what I'm saying. He sounds like, yeah, he's not going into conspiracy yet, but he really is not conspiracy. He knows it. Everybody know that it's not a conspiracy. The people that was pushing it know it. They just part of it. Either you're part of, there's nobody that don't know. Either you're against it or with it.
Becomes aware of this very shortly. It's now been 5 months. The public is not informed of this except from a reporter who reported this in a local media outlet. It's unacceptable to me. It's unacceptable to the people who are calling me. And it should be unacceptable to our constituents, which it is, when you have public officials who are supposed to be representing their interests, and they're not talking about this very dangerous behavior that's going on. If we can't understand that this is dangerous after going through COVID and millions of people dying, I don't know what it's going to take for elected officials to get off their asses and represent the people. I'll leave that to the county. I think Dr. Vora should have lost his job long ago. I would have fired him long ago for all of the misinformation he was spewing to the people in Fresno County.
Sounds like this would be a campaign issue for supervisor.
Listen, my position of who I am and what I do as a representative for the people is very clear. And my position and the way I conduct myself is very different than most politicians. I'm unafraid. I speak the truth. I don't back down from all of the attacks, and I'll be attacked here too, I'm sure. So they understand that, and that's a very different thing. Whether it happens in a campaign, we shall see. No. Well, I'm the only one today who's been speaking out, as far as we know, since July 25th. Yes. I've taken the questions to the public, just like I'm asking right now. These questions need to be answered by officials who were involved in this incident. I'm doing that right today. Okay. Yeah, oh, yes, sir. Well, when you say they haven't been verified, the concern is verified concern.
And you can't hardly hear them, but that's how you know they're against them, and you can see they're doing like they with Trump. They're arguing with him. It's not verified, but 2 years ago or 2.5, by the middle of 2020, the mid of this time 2020 August, they was all for the lockdowns and this and that to save lives and wear your mask, and then the kids, forcing kids to wear masks and all that. But now everything has to be verified.
Well, if you understand COVID and
Well, they just stopped my they just stopped my report.
well, when you say they haven't been verified, the concern is a verified concern. Well, if you understand COVID and
Why does it keep stopping right there?
COVID and
Now all of a sudden the signal's not good out here. Man, I lost a damn spot.
when you say they haven't been verified, the concern is a verified concern. Well, if you understand COVID and
Oh, no, it keeps stopping. I didn't change. I changed the. I'm not on the house. I'm on the hotspot now. What the hell going on? It won't load up. Now I want to see the rest. All right, I see there. Must have said something. Struck a nerve. But I'm gonna watch it anyway. There's nothing they can do about it. Shit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go finish watching the rest of this. I just wanted to, I don't know. I want to see what they're gonna say about that video. That's all.